All right, welcome. Today we'll be doing lab 8-4, which will be dealing with pivot tables for the XBRL data. And to start out, we're going to go ahead and insert our data, and we're going to be pulling it from a database. So Microsoft Access database. And we have it in here. And here we are. And we're going to import this. All right. All right, and so what we're going to do is we're going to select multiple. We're going to take entity and filings as we want, because if we were to do all of this, it's a lot of data to do. And what we're going to do actually is we're going to do the load to. So it's going to open up this little table over here. We're going to open it into a pivot table report. And we're actually going to make it on the existing worksheet. So this worksheet that we see right here in sheet 1. And we're just going to put it right in there. And then we're going to go ahead and click OK. All right, so it's loaded in. All right, so now that we have all of this in here, go ahead and do that. And one more. All right, and from the entity table, we're going to pull name into rows. And then what we're actually going to go ahead and do is we're going to insert a slicer on here. So we want to make sure we're here. So we'll go over to our pivot table and analyze, and we're going to insert slicer. And we want to slice it on, and we're going to slice it on the filer category right here. So we're going to click OK. And now we have created our slicer here. And I'm actually going to kind of drag this over up to, let's put it here. And using this, then we can actually go in and click. So like all these names here that are shown are the accelerated filers. This is our large accelerated, our non-accelerated, and our smaller reporting company. Apologies for that. All right, now that we did that, we're going to go back over to data, and we're actually going to import the same database again, just importing different data. So XBRL subset, and this time we just want aspect here. We're going to do the same thing with the load to. We're going to load it to a pivot table report, and this time we're actually going to go ahead and load it to a new worksheet. That way we're not having to put a bunch of pivot tables on top of each other over here. So then we're going to go hit OK. And there we go. So now we have our aspect loaded in. All right, now that our data is loaded in, like we did before, we're going to pull our name down into our rows. And as you can kind of see here, it has, essentially our column A has taken up our entire page face that we can see here. And that's because some of these names are crazy long. What I'm actually going to go ahead and do is shorten this down some. There we are. And now what we're going to go and do is we're going to do a label filter. And we're going to do a contains. And then we're going to filter for anything that contains cache. We're going to click OK. And there we go. And so as we can see here, these are all of the tags that include cache somewhere in their string of words. And this is why before, sometimes we were getting those errors or those zeros. That's because there are so many different aspect tags that we have through here that it in XBRL that it can get kind of hard to specify down to really what we need. But we're going to make this actually a little bit more specific. So we're going to go back over to our label filter, and we're going to do begins with. And we're going to make sure that now we're going to do a begins with cache. So it'll show us everything, all of them that begin with cache. So now here we can see, cache by itself, cache acquired from acquisitions. Yeah. And so the main purpose of this is just so that we can show the complexity of all the different tags that are included in the XBRL. And we can even do that even further by going over here. We can see that, through this whole aspect table that we have, there's 188,292 tags like unique tags in there within this database, within the XBRL database. So it just kind of shows you how complex and hard it can get to specify what you need in an XBRL database. With that, that'll be the end of Lab 8-4. Thank you very much.